Thank you for joining, and welcome to Let's Zwift. Today we are tackling a modified Three Sisters reverse course with the stage profile at the bottom. I'm currently sitting in 18th place in GC. I've chosen to go with a half arrow, half climbing rig, and know I must stick with the lead pack until the base of the Epic KOM. We start the short Volcano KOM only 3.3 kilometers in. I'm hoping the pace won't be too high, even though the series GC leader is in today's race. The first half of the climb is not hard, and I've only pushed 350 watts, which is far off my PR. Just over halfway through the climb, the group has whittled down, but most of the A's remain, as I'm pushing close to 6 watts per kilogram, and the big names have not launched any attack. I'm feeling confident I can easily make it to the top of this climb. Here comes the final kick! I'm over 180 heart rate, pushing over 500 watts, but the top of the climb is right there. I remain well positioned within the group, amongst the big guns such as Carl and Kevin Bouchard Hall. The next 10K I will have a chance to recover. I'm hoping nobody pushes the pace on the flat so I can have fresh legs for the FTP test to come. With the Epic KOM approaching the lead-in to the final climbs, I've recovered well, only having to push under 200 watts. In addition, my heart rate has reduced under 150. A good sign. I know the first steep section of the Epic, the pace will be high. And here we go. Starting well positioned in the pack, immediately I'm pushing over 400 watts. As the road backs down to 8-9%, I know this is a pace I can live with. My heart rate is beginning to climb as the road kicks again, but I know the flatter bridge is just ahead. The pack keeps this tempo, as I am able to hang on. But a couple A's begin to fall off. Making it to the bridge position mid-pack, I will be able to catch a bit of a breather as the stronger riders continue a hard tempo. I've exceeded my expectations so far. Next, I will focus on sticking with this group as long as possible. Approaching 5.7 kilometers to go, and a short downhill is just ahead. However, the strong men begin to push near 7 watts per kilogram, and the tempo begins to form gaps. Oh, and I'm going all out, over 400 watts, and a heart rate climbing over 185. I just can't live with this pace, but these three have to back off as well. Luckily, I still have riders to pace me. We get a short downhill, and immediately it kicks, back over 10%. One Don begins to open a gap, but I up the tempo and slam it shut. And the tempo remains high. I let one Don set the tempo as we still have 4.5K and the radio tower to go. The road kicks again to 9%. One Don pulls through and they seem to be opening a gap. Oh ho ho! I can't put out much more than 5 watts per kilogram right now, and I have to back off the pace. I focus on riding my own tempo and limiting the initial 3-second gap they form. Settling into a rhythm of about 4.5 watts per kilogram, I'm able to keep my 2 key rivals in my sights. At 2.7K to go, it's only 11 seconds to one down, but I am absolutely suffering now. Watch the watts drop, down to 280. This is a telltale sign the lights are going out. Right as I go back into the saddle, I am unable to keep the watts above 300. I'm so close to the end of the Epic, but at this point I see the minimap and realize I still have the radio tower left. So close to the end of suffering, and I give it one last kick before the summit approaches. With only 1.4K to go, the gap has widened slightly to just about 20 seconds. As I summit, I have almost nothing left in the legs and try and cool off. Wow, look at the profile and the wall ahead. I try and settle into a rhythm around 320 watts. But is that too much? Only 900 meters left, and my shoulders are rocking back and forth. I have to get out of the saddle just to keep the power up. This is one of the steepest sections, and it's getting hard to keep the watts above 300. I am so close, only 500 meters, and still pushing nearly 320 watts on this last steep bit. But how much time will be lost in the GC battle? It's not a huge gap to the riders out front, but every second will count. And I'm going to give it everything till the finish line. Final 100 meters approaching. Oh, and this last bit is so grueling. Look at how slow the meters are ticking away. But here's the summit, and I give it one last kick to pick up speed. But it's hard to muster anything right now, and my kilometers per hour just creeps up. Finally, some flat road, and I'm going to roll through. But what's the time gap going to be? We're going to have to wait till I cross the finish line. This has been such a tough stage. And it looks like I'll take 9th place, 2 minutes and 58 seconds behind the winner.